So this is reconstructing a client's um, budget, right? So right now, the car payment, the rent is $720. You can't really do nothing with that. That's cheap in this economy. Only thing you can do with that is either go stay with somebody and split half, which will bring if you stay with somebody. Um, say you stay with somebody, it'll go to 650. Yeah, just do that. So and then car on the car tip. On the car tip. On the car tip, you how you gonna do the car tip? So the car tip, what you gonna do is you gonna go either Linden Tree. Linden Tree. Not these sponsor ads. Go down to this one. And then they got all these different kind of loans right here. So you want to go after the personal loan, more loan options, debt relief. Don't do that. Don't do the auto. Try to get a personal loan. Loans, personal loan. Let's see if it got a quick calculator. Purpose, debt consolidation, get rates. You want to do 20,000. Continue. How quick do you need a loan? Unsure. Just browsing rates.
I'm gonna put my birthday in there.
No, I'm not gonna put your birthday. I'm gonna put somebody else's birthday. 1 1 1980. Just make up a birthday. You rent or you own? Rent. What credit score? 680. You need at least a 680 to get that kind of money. What's your employee status? Full time. Do you get paid direct deposit? Yes. What is your annual income? 60,000. Zip code 28277. Okay, so we're not putting all this information in. So, but this is a platform that'll do it. Another one is Lightstream. Lightstream gave rates last time, but Linden Tree give you more lenders. So you got Lightstream. Why is it that? Right here, Lightstream. So loans.
So that's by Truist?
No, it got the same design though. Truist is for, they must have bought them then. I guess they bought them. Well, I didn't know that. Damn, that's crazy. See rates and terms. 20.
That's not bad.
It went up.
That one.
Yeah, that's the longest one. 72 months, 368.
That's the one I would go with.
Yeah. So 9.74.
The interest rate is really still not bad. Well, I don't know, because if you do a car loan, it's between that, maybe that or just.
Yeah, but you ain't really worried about the interest rate right now. You just worry about the payment. Worry about if you focus on the payment, then that's what's gonna keep your budget at a level to where you're not struggling to pay. They can have a 22% interest rate on something. Yeah, you might pay longer in the long term, but the key is to make the payment so you can save the money, so you can build up your savings and have a low payment on these bills until it reaches a certain amount, $3,000 to $5,000, and then you pay it off. or you refinance the debt. You refinance it into a new loan or a 0% credit card or something like that, like this. So you take this, right, and say after a year you've been paying $368. Well, we talking about the car now. So this is $368, and then say if you get the $20,000, you go pay off the car loan, and then you go car edge. Car edge. You do car edge, and then you find the lease. New, make. Well, hold on. Go down. Skip. Invoice. Where is it at? Buy car service rate. Blah blah. Where is it at? Research. Lease deals. Right here. A new Honda leasing Accord is $332. So $332 and
Was it 368?
and $368.
About 700.
Hold on. Let me see something. Copy. Two. 20,000. So 368 and 332. Oh shit, they done went up, boy. Last time this was like almost 300, and this one was like 250. So yeah, but I mean, you have to just shop it. So it's another one, Nerd Wallet. These different places you can just shop around for loans to try to get a lower loan. Hold on. So let's do this. Go back. See rates and terms. Say 15,000. See what the payment is on that. Purpose of the loan. Credit card debt consolidation. 276. So 276 and 3 some is 600. And that's giving you a brand new Honda Accord. And you're already in your budget. Yeah, somebody would be already, my client would already be paying 600 for, so it's $100 more to get a newer car. So say this is 600, right? For now, or you can wait it out and you can just, it's another strategy to where you can just go on Nerd Wallet. It's a bunch of different resources, but this is kind of like one of the best ones. And you can go here, and you can go here, and you can go here, and then you can find different kind of cards. So say, for example, you want 0% cards. These are the cards you can get. And then you see 0% for 21 months, 15 months, 15 months. And that's why this one 18 months, 15 months. And then you just credit card stack. So you grab as many of these cards as you can. And then you just, it's another way you can use a credit card to pay the car off. and then there'll be 0 months, and then what you do is when you about to run out of when the 0% about to run out, because that would drop the payment significantly. Because on 0% cards, they only charge 1% of what you use. So if you get 3 cards at $5,000 a piece, or you going after 10 cards. So if you go after 10 cards and it equals to $15,000 to $20,000, and they all 0%, you got 12 to 15. These saying 15. So if you got, say you got one, and this one 18 months, 2, and then the rest of them like 15 months. But I got a catalog of cards like 15, 18 months, right? So just say 15 months on average from what you see now, right? You got 15 months and you only paying 1% of the balance. So say if you got 6 of the cards, and it equal 20,000. You can use each card, pay off pay off the car, right? And then you come back, and you can either do this right here, a balance transfer, and go get more cards.
So how does that work?
All you do is just transfer. You get the card, and then it's just like a checking and a savings. So what happens in a balance transfer. When you get the card, they'll ask you, do you want to transfer the balance to another card?
Okay.
From another card to that card, because you got 0% interest on this card.
So when you transfer the balance to from the old card to the new card, what does that do entail?
It zeroes out the card that's finna expire on the 0%, and they go charge you a fee, and you got to pay the fee up front. So say for example, I just did one, right? So I transferred the balance from one card to another card. They charged me $300, but the $300 is good. Why? Because say they was hitting me for $100 per month in interest, or $200 a month in interest.
So I guess my question to you is that when you transfer the card over from the old card to the new card, the now old card is paid off. You don't
The
have
old card is paid off.
And then the balance is on the new card.
Yeah, and it's 0% interest on the new card. So now you, instead of 15 months, now you got 30 months
for this new card.
Yeah, and the payment is so. Say for example, with right here, it say 17 to 23% once this card open. Right now in the economy, this shit go shoot up to 28% interest on this card. Once this 21 months up. But
then your original amount is 28.
But that's 21 months.
I understand. Yeah.
That's a long time to be paying 0% interest. So
what you see?
So what I'm saying is this is how this would work. Say you do get the 15. Say the client do get the $15,000 or $20,000, right? On the card, and they pay the car off. They pay this car off, right? And this car is like $15,000, $20,000. So say they pay it off. The payment not gonna be $492 no more. On 0%, they only go charge 1%. So say your payment on, say you use each card that you use. So say if you use 3 cards, the payment only go be like $50 to $100.
Really?
Yeah, because it's 0% interest. They just want you to pay the minimum.
Up until the time if you don't get it, if you don't transfer it out, then it'll go up, right?
But as soon as you get the card, it's gonna tell you how much they gonna give you. That's why I'm saying on anybody that do this shit right here, you pay all your credit off and you pay all your credit down. It's gonna shoot your credit score sky high. It's gonna bring your utilization all the way down, and your credit score go shoot up. That's what the creditors like. They want to see that you
Okay,
got
so
a real low utilization. Because if you got a low utilization, they can go know that you're not hungry for money, and they go know that you can handle credit.
Okay, so I actually get what you're saying. So pretty much, if a person, not me, but just say if a person was wanting to do that, like that person has a $492 car payment, but they owe, say I'm gonna say 14,000 on it. Okay, they get, I'm just gonna say 15, so they get three $5,000 cards.
Yeah.
And they use those cards to pay off that car.
Right.
So pretty much, because they got all this length of time with no interest rate, their payments is going to be low. But my question is, when that time frame run out, as it begin to run out, that's when you go and do the balance transfer.
Yeah. So the best thing to do is try to get new cards, because it's gonna add to your credit profile.
So for
one, so it's different ways you could do it. You can try to get the loan first, but the loans done shot up, because last time I was looking at this, the loans was like $320. They was like $100 less than what they is now.
Mm-hmm.
But now, and I'm not paying attention to the interest rate. I'm only paying attention to the payment, because the lower the payment I can get, the faster I can pay it off when I'm ready to pay it off.
I mean, that makes sense.
But you wanna keep the payment low so you can save as much money as you can. That's the whole objective. Get the payment low so you can save the money. Once you save the money, now you got extra money to throw on top of that loan. But you don't want to be paying $500 and you only got $20 left at the end of the month. That don't make sense. So you get a low payment of $300. Say, for example, like you were saying, if I get 3 cards for $5,000 a piece, the payments on each one of them cards is $100 a piece.
So that's
only
$300. And that's with the zero interest rate, right?
That's with the zero interest rate for 15 to 21 months. Yeah, but that's why it's called credit card stacking. You just go do a blast, but you want to apply for the good shit first, because you're not gonna need no money. If you go out to 10 cards, you go out to Lending Tree, you go out to Truist, you go out to Lightstream, you go out to SoFi, you go out to them first, right? SoFi got them too. SoFi got real low rates. Never click on that ad shit. Sponsor. That's how they trick you. Right there. Personal loans. Always go out to the personal loan.
So let me ask you a question.
Rates. So it's different ways of doing it. You can do it through you go after the 4 loans first. Let's go put about 4 inquiries on your credit. But it don't matter. They don't matter after 6 months to a year. But you go apply for so much credit, you ain't gonna need to use your credit no more. Credit only matters with credit cards. Say if you go get a car loan or a mortgage or something like that, they not really go care. Long as you showing that they not gonna care about the increase. Long as you showing that you paying your credit when it comes to a house or a car. With credit cards, if you got 10 inquiries, they go deny you because you looking money hungry and they know that you're not gonna pay them back.
With credit cards?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's the only thing with credit cards.
So let me ask you a question. In your opinion,
yeah.
If you were doing this, which I'm pretty sure would you do the loans first, or would you just do the credit cards?
I don't like loans.
So you would do the credit card.
I buy everything with credit card or a line of credit because it's revolving. That means when I pay it, I can get it back. Pay it, get it back. With loans, you can't do that.
You pay it
Once
off.
you pay it, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
So I would rather recycle the money. Plus, you use $15,000, they go give you all kind of fucking points and rewards. So now you get a free trip. You get a free flight. You get a free this and a free that. You got to look into the details. So it's benefits to using these credit cards, but you got to be disciplined. But the cheapest you go get, the cheapest lease out here right now is this Honda Accord. That's the cheapest lease out here right now. So,
But is that just from this website or
well,
is
they
that,
got they keep up to date on all that shit. They keep up to date on. This is one of the top ranked websites where they keep up to date on all the leases, everything. But I'm just, you know what I'm saying. So you would do that with the car. So recap: you would go after the 4 loans first for the car because right there, 276. You for 72 months, you'll pay that shit off in 72 months. And then if they don't give you the whole thing, then you go after the credit cards to make it up because it's an unlimited amount of credit cards you can pay. Cause I wouldn't get a bunch of loans. No, you want to recycle the money. Whatever you pay, you want to be able to
get
use
it back
again.
and get it again?
You know what I'm saying? So it's best to apply for like lending tree first, or if you got a business account, somebody apply for the business account. You do the business account first because that don't show up on your credit. Business accounts don't show up on your credit.
Oh, because it's in your business.
Yeah, business. It's certain ones that do like TD Bank and Capital One business. It show up on your personal.
So with the business account, let me just pick your brain for a minute. With the business account, you said that they want your credit score to be a 700. Is that
No, it's 680.
680?
Sometimes they go low as 650, but
It just-
they'll do that if your credit utilization is low.
Low,
That is the
okay.
main thing.
The
The increase is the profile, meaning the credit mix. Whether you got like student loans, you got fucking car
got that.
loans, you got mortgage, you got credit cards, you just got different types of credit on there because they score different. But the only one that you can manipulate, you can't manipulate the age. Well, you can if you get authorized users, but that's more money, and you gotta be on somebody else's credit card, which it can possibly happen, but they not go look at that. They only go look at it. You just now getting on somebody's credit card, but I can't give you the money that they got.
So you mentioned student loans and car loans.
Long as it's
in good standing, because
in good standing.
mine are in good standing.
Well, we're not talking about yours, man.
I mean, I'm
We're
just
talking
saying
about
if I was a
we're talking
person
about my
that-
client.
Yeah, but I'm just saying if I was a person that was thinking about doing this. You know?
Okay, yeah. If you was thinking about doing it now, and you got your loans, your car loan and your student loan in good standard, that's fine. But if a person has high utilization, you need to pay that down as soon as possible because that's something you can't change. But you can start disputing shit. If you don't know how to read a credit report, you need to get on YouTube and start and just search and search how do I look at a credit report. I can go over a credit report with anybody, but at the end of the day, it's not that hard to read. And then you start disputing it. So you dispute the negative items and you add positive items like Credit Strong, lending, secured loans with NavyFed, Kick, Avia. It's a lot of different. I got a list if anybody want one. But anyways, so that's the different ways you can bring this car payment. Well, the person can bring this car payment down. What they could do is they can go after the loans first. If they don't get the total 15 to 20,000 for the loan, then you go after the credit cards because you can grab as many credit cards you want until you just get denied. But at the end of the deny, you're not gonna need your credit for really nothing. So who cares if you got 10, 15 inquiries on there? They all go fall off in 2 years, and that's when you go need to apply for more credit again. You understand? If you can't get no more cards, then what do? You do a debt consolidation on them cards. Then because they'll do that if you can prove that you got that much debt. because it's a government program too, and I forgot. So if I let you know, it's a but I'll it's one that I think it's called debt relief. Don't that I wouldn't recommend people.
I heard that.
Yeah, they want you to go and they want you to have they want you to stop paying the lender. I actually called them one day just to see what they do. They want you to stop paying the lender for 6 months. You go in bad credit.
Oh God, no.
They want you to destroy your credit to get a cheaper payment and pay that stuff off.
Oh no.
And that was crazy. That was crazy. But anyways, that's how you do the car loan to reduce debt. And it should either be the same. You can pay the car off, and you can get a brand new car, and you'll be paying the same or $100 more. But interest rates should drop soon. But to get the payment down. But if they don't, those are the two strategies that I know to pay a car off, or you could do what the dude at the dealership was saying, to where you lease the car. You throw the car on a lease.
I think
you throw the negative equity on the leasing a car, but it's gonna be more. So those are the three strategies right there.
So why wouldn't so instead of doing that, why wouldn't the client go ahead and get the 3 credit cards and just pay off the car so they wouldn't
because
have that?
it determines on what you qualify for. That's what it's gonna boil down to.
And so you're pretty much saying if you can't get that much,
if you can't, if you go after the loan and say the loan only give you $5,000,
okay,
now you need 10 more thousand. Where you go get the 10 more thousand from? The credit cards, because you don't want to go get another loan.
No.
So what you want to do is if you can get it through you want to apply for the business loan first. If you got a business, if you don't got a business, you need to get a business. But if you got a business, apply for the business loan first, because that's not going to show up on your personal credit. It's going to show up on your business credit. And that's a whole different ball game.
How does that work as far as paying them back? You just got to make payments.
Yeah, you pay them the same thing.
Just the same way. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It work the same way. They'll give you the terms and rates and everything. And you just see what before you before you accept the loan terms and rates, you just got to make sure it makes sense.
Makes sense.
The key is to either be at the same with a brand new car, or no more than $100 more, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be stuck with that, and then the car just go to hell. You want to be in a position where the hell with all these interest rates and terms and loan and all that shit. If I can afford $500, that's almost $500. If I can afford $500, I just need to do whatever I got to do to keep this at $500. Whether it's a loan and 10 credit cards, or it's just 10 credit cards, and you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Whatever I can get that payment to replace that with a new car. It's not that hard. You just got to shop around. Just like you shop around at Walmart, you got to shop around the lenders. That's it. But you try to do soft pulls first. Mm-hmm. So you try to do soft pulls first, but you always go to the brokers. You always go to the brokers. The Light Streams and the whatchamacallit, and the Lending Trees. So you always go to them first, and then you can go to the bank and get in, or credit union. Credit union's good too though, but most of the time you gotta establish a relationship with the credit unions. So that's how you do that, and then you can go on something like credit card match. And this will tell you what you pre-qualify for. And then you won't have no hard increase. Credit cards. And right there. Mm-hmm. Personal in 6 seconds. No impact to your credit score. I think SoFi do that too.
That's
Right
what I
there.
like to try to, because that actually tell you whether or not you, but you can still do that and get pre-approved. And don't some of them still turn you down once you fill out the original application?
They'll tell you if they turn you
Yeah.
down. But that's why I say it's best to be prepared before you go up in here. Have your stuff together because somebody go take you on.
Yeah.
Somebody right here, low monthly payments, 5K to 100K, direct pay. See rates now, right here, no impact to your credit score.
Okay. And that's so far?
Yeah, this so far. Okay, so you got that on that, right? So, the next thing, car insurance.
And I got to work on getting them points down. She said that.
Yeah,
Well, with my car insurance, it's expensive.
Okay,
So I have
well,
to.
I'm gonna show you a way that you can get it done. So you go something like Policy Genius. Oh, I'm spelling it wrong. Policy Genius. So Policy Genius right there, and it's a broker for auto.
Do they help you with points?
No, they don't help you with points. You shouldn't have never got no points if you got points.
Well, I'm just saying because, you know.
At the end of the day, they lower your insurance.
That ain't going to happen right now.
Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. All you can do is shop around. You never know until you try.
Because I did. I've already tried that.
Okay.
I'm just saying with my situation, not your client situation.
Oh, well. I don't know. It's worth a try. It don't hurt to try to me. I shop around regardless if I feel like I'm getting accepted or not. So you got Policy. I don't know what's wrong with this website, but it's another one on Ladder. I know they on the just life insurance. Yeah, saying they just do life insurance. I guess this one of the ones I work with life insurance. But they don't do the whole life strategy though, so don't nobody care about them. Car insurance, like I say, Policy Genius is one way you can try. I think whatchamacallit. Oh, NerdWallet got it too. NerdWallet got it too. I forgot all about that. What is that? NerdWallet got it too. Right there, insurance. Cheapest car insurance companies. Compare quotes, rates, and all that. Best car insurance companies. Travelers. Owners. Blah blah. State Farm. USA. So. They'll do it too. Right there.
Can you turn that air off now, please? Thank you.
So. Oh shit. What's that? Oh, 9:45. Okay, good. I got time. So that's a way to try to get the insurance low. The key to all this is trying to finding ways to get these bills low, and then look over your plan for this. The cell phone bill. I would recommend the client look over the plan for the cell phone bill. See if you can get that lower. Internet ain't really gonna get no lower than 44. Loans, they ain't really go. That's okay. That ain't really gonna get no lower. Credit card, make sure that's $300. Because if that's not $300, then just pay the minimum until you can pay it all off. Because you might be throwing money at it, and then next thing you know, you using it again. You know what I'm saying? But one strategy, when I first got into the credit game, what I used to do, I used to just dump my every bit of money I make into it, I dump it into the card and then use the card, pinch off the card. So say if, for example, my expense is $300 per month and I only make $500 per month, I dump the $500 in the card and I try to only spend $200. So over time, now it's $300 left on that card, and then next month it's another $300. Now that card got $600 on it, and you pay it as soon as possible, and you pinch off for it like you struggling. Because when you ain't got no money, you struggling. So struggle when you got some damn money. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm for real. That's how you get over it. You take 2 to 3 months the struggle when you got some money, because if an emergency come up, then that's the only reason you would use that money. Emergency. I need a ride, or I gotta buy some groceries, or I gotta buy some medicine or something. No, if it's a damn near life or death situation, that's the only way you would do that. And then whatever that is, that they'll have to just deal with them 2, 3, 4. Don't even worry about it. And then it's certain fee that would go on a credit card, so you wouldn't pay that in cash, so that would go in your pocket. And then the payment on that is $5 a month. So, and then the bill should come down probably to $2,000. If you can get the bills down to $2,000, that's $272 that can go in savings. So $272 times 4, you'll have $1,000 in savings. Now you got savings. You would start dumping everything into them credit cards now, because everybody go through a cycle in their life to where every year they go in a cycle. So one minute they'll get a big check, then they'll have they paycheck, and then you'll get some overtime, or you'll run across a lot of money, or blah blah. But the first thing people do is just blow the shit. They don't put it towards getting out of the rat race rabbit hole, crabs in a barrel mentality type stuff. It's like, oh, I got an extra $200. Let me go buy some J's. No, why don't you just save the money so you don't be struggling? You know what I'm saying? But that's basically how you deal with the bills on that. Yeah. Any questions? How I would deal with this kind of.
Well, I don't have any questions, because the way you explained it, it does seem pretty simple. But I guess whenever I get ready to do it is where, like, like I have to really be like focused, and where it's gonna be kind of hard at first, I guess. But I just have to kind of like just keep remembering what you're saying, because it goes. So what you would do is, if you don't understand it, this is the best way. It took me a while to get it. It really did, because a lot of people have a hard time. It's easy to spend money. And the money burns your pocket. It's like, oh, I got this money just sitting right here. 3 months done went by, now all I still got is $100. Okay, but what you doing is you conditioning your mind to not touch that money. You're not. Don't worry about all you got is $100. You reprogram. When you do that, you're reprogramming yourself in your mind to think different about money. It's like every dollar I get, I don't have to spend it. Everything is not an emergency. So, like I always tell people, you want to be rich and you want a lot of money, but if you can't handle $100 or $1,000, you damn sure can't handle $1 million. Because the same thing you do with that $100 or that $1,000, you go do with that $1 million. You go burn it. You just go spend, instead of you spending $20, now you go start spending $20,000.
Now you go because it's easy. It's easy. It's easy to find something. Plus, you want to shine on everybody. Oh, I got it now. But then a couple years later, you go be back down there with them because all the money gone. So you got to learn how to utilize the money. It's not that hard. The easiest way to do this is to write it down on plan it out. Plan it out and just go shopping for loans. And but you got to start. Anybody that does this has to start saving the money to pay down the credit card debt first. So when you go after these loans, because the loans and the credit cards is what's gonna set you up to have extra have emergency money. You just can't spend that money because when I always tell people, when you paying these loans and these lines of credit and these credit cards off, you're not just doing it just to pay them off. You're doing it to go get more money from them. So once I pay off the $15,000-$20,000, they go say, "Oh, you know how to pay that off? Let me give you a whole credit card with $15,000 and $20,000 on it." And it's not gonna be one. It's gonna be constantly Amex sending you stuff in the mail, Chase sending you stuff in the mail, constantly wanting your business, constantly wanting your goddamn business. So that's when you just, and then eventually you just gonna have so much credit you ain't gonna know what to do with it. But that's when you start learning about investing and the money working for you. And then you could do the 0% down real estate strategies and, you know, simple strategy that I'm working on now is I use the money to put down on a property. And I take the equity out of the property and then I go buy the car. Then I take the car and I borrow against the car because I'm buying a car that don't depreciate. And then I take that money and then I go buy me a house. So I just took one down payment and got 3 different assets because they appreciate in value over time. And I can cash flow them. I can rent the luxury car out if I want to, even though I'm not, but I'm just saying. Or I can sell it for what I paid for or more. Long as I buy it at a good price. Buy low, sell high. Get everything for cheap. You take one set of money or you take one set of credit cards and you buy this asset, then you take a loan against this asset and go buy the next asset. Take a loan against that asset and go buy another asset. And then you, as a realtor in a life insurance agency, you can help the people get policies to where it's paid off when they die. It's called borrow, die strategy. Look it up. Do some research on it. But that's how you do it. But that's the goal. And then that's how you get out the hole. But this client right here, all you gotta do is write write your plan down, what you can do and what you qualify for, and how you go. The main focus is that I would tell this client is to figure out when they can pay their credit card off. Because your next blood is gonna come from your next blood to your life portfolio is gonna come from how you can restructure this debt. So you restructure the debt to lower the payments, and then you lower your expenses. So once you lower your expenses and lower the payments, then it's setting you up to save money. Once you save money, then you just keep deferring the loan. Or the whatchamacallit. You keep refinancing it. Or you balance transfer it. Or you go get a new loan to repay the old loan. And then that's what keeps your payment low. Never go out there high payment. Keep your bills low. So, is that any more questions?
No, that's good information to know. And with me myself, even though this is your clients, all their information, it's got me wanting to do it. So.
Well, I mean, I'm here if you need some help. So,
Okay.
but other than that, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.